Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to Yahakim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the New Orleans camp of GMS Louisiana Saints with another sit down. And what we're going to be getting into is that there's no free will. You're only subject to what the Most High allows you to do and plans for you to do, because you got a lot of people out here, especially a lot of these Edomites with their philosophies that say, oh, free will is the basis of existence, all types of madness. When the Most High put those thoughts in you to come up with such madness to fool and blind these people out here, again, you're subject to whatever the Most High allows you to do. You could be alive today and dead the next.
Right. And it says John 4 and 14. James 4 and 14.
4 and 13.
4 and 13. So like it. It says, go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow, we will go into such a city.
Hey, what do you want to do in 2 weeks? Oh, I think we should go to Houston or something like that. Oh, let's all plan it up. Let's get everything ready. Oh, I'm excited to go.
And it says, and continue. So like they said, and continue there a year, and buy and sell and get gain.
Continue there a year, so you're thinking you got your whole life planned out. I'm in this high school, I'm gonna get these grades, I'm gonna go to this college, I'm gonna get this job, I'm gonna marry this girl, I'm gonna have these kids, I'm gonna have the white picket fence, I'm gonna have a dog.
The American dream.
The American nightmare.
It said, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life?
You're getting ready to go take those college exams, and you get hit by an 18-wheeler and turned into meat paste. There's so much for your aspirations.
It says, it is even a vapor that appeared for a little time and that vanished away.
Our lives are vain. It's just complete vanity in whatever you call this existence we're in. What you should be praying to is that the Most High keeps a spirit on you if you're a man of the Lord pushing this truth, so you can make it to like an actual life in the kingdom. Because again, there's no free will. It wasn't free will for us to decide to become men of the Lord, and it's not our free will to stay in this thing. At any moment, we could get bugged out and taken out of this truth and just be like every other Tom, Dick, and Harry out here in the world, not knowing our asshole from our elbows.
That's right.
So that's why these scriptures are all about fearing and trembling the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We just did a video on the fear of the Lord, which would be your main concern right now.
And it says, for that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. That's right.
That's giving all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, knowing that He's the orchestrator of your life, that you don't have any free will, and that you're subject to, again, whatever He has in store for you. Give me Jeremiah 10 and 23. Give me 2 Timothy 1 and 9.
Right.
Jeremiah 10 and 23, right?
Kind
Jeremiah 10 and 23. O Yahweh, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps.
That right there is a cut to free will. As Jeremiah said, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct this step. It's all through the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Right.
As he told, I believe it was Jeremiah, I fashioned you in the womb. I knew all your hairs and everything you were going to be. I set up your life from beginning, middle to end. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. The spirit of the wicked are subject to the wicked. The spirit of the scoffers are subject to the scoffers, etc., etc. You can only hope that the Most High has ordained for you to have a good lot. I mean, if you have a bad life, you just clearly can't see this truth. I don't know what to tell you. You've got no free will to get out of it,
right,
unless the Most High allows you to get out of it, which with the way things are looking now, with the doors being shut, I mean, it's not looking too good for you.
You said 2 Timothy
1 and 9.
I got you.
You can get Romans 9 and 11.
Shoot, I'm already on it. On Romans.
Give me the Timothy.
It says 2 Timothy 1 and 9. It says, who has saved us, and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Yahushua HaMashiach before the world began.
Khan, as back in Jeremiah, I know that a man's way is not in himself. We were predestinated from the beginning to be in the lot we're in right now, and that's a beautiful thing to think about. But it's also fearful. Beautiful on the one hand, that if we were predestinated to be with Yahushua at the beginning, we were those Elohim building everything. But you could easily end up like Judas, enduring for a little bit, and then being predestinated to fall off and turn against your brothers and turn against this truth for filthy lucre's sake, and then take part in this coming judgment.
And it says you're warning.
Oh no, that's it.
All right.
And everybody, as I said earlier, everybody's lot's already been preordained. The men of the Lord, the wicked, the scoffers, the righteous, etc., etc.
I got something to back y'all.
Kind of.
You want Romans 9 and 10 now?
Yeah, 9. Not started 11.
This Proverbs 16 and 33. It says the lot is cast into the left, but the whole disposing thereof is of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Yeah. So the lot is cast into the left, but the whole disposing thereof is of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. All right. He's making all the decisions. All right. He decides what is put into your lot, man. All right. According to the abundance of grace or fate or whatever it is that the Father have set in your lot, that's on him, man. Because it tell you in 2 Corinthians 3 and 5, not that we are sufficient ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of Yahweh, man. Okay? So we fit unto the Father of the Lord. The way the Lord wanted to fashion his vessels, that's what he did. Some to honor, some to dishonor, man. All right? We have no power over the potter, man. We just the clay. All right?
And if I could say, this is just me speaking as a man. The concept of free will is a terrifying thing, because like when you think that you've got your own life in your own hands, all the failures and mistakes you've made in the past, all the regrets, that's something you live with. It's like, oh, you're always contemplating, oh, I could have done it this way, or I could have talked to her that way. But when you realize that everything is directed by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, you realize that everything happened for a reason. So like it's not taking the thought of responsibility out of your hands, but it's taking that weight off. You can start to look back at your past mistakes or past events as a learning lesson. You can see what you gained from that situation, and especially knowing these scriptures and starting to live your life through it, it helps you navigate the path that the Most High has set before you. It makes you a much wiser man.
Got a little precept for you. Proverbs 20 and 24.
Oh, that one's on the list. God.
It says, man's going of the Lord. How can a man didn't understand his own way?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a fact. If you don't mind me saying
yeah.
that, that's a fact, man. How are you going to understand your way? You don't know, like the brother said, you don't know your elbow from your ass. You know what I mean? Like each and every day we wake up, you think to yourself what it is that I can do. The Heavenly Father ingrained thoughts into your mind. Because you could just buck out and say, you know, I ain't going to work today. I'm about to run my car into a wall and die. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You don't know what you're going to think about, man. The Heavenly Father guides your steps, man.
Your sufficiency is not of ourselves.
One morning, a brother, a man that was in this camp thought to himself, you know what? The truth is not for me no more, man. That's the type of thought the Heavenly Father could put on your head, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to camp today. You know? I just wanted to add that in there.
But just to back up what you said, the Most High puts it into your mind. This is Job 33 and start at 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction,
Right.
that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. So just backing off what the brother said, every night you go to bed, the Most High seals what you're going to do for the next day. You may have plans to do something, and this has happened to me before. I had my whole next day planned out, and when it happened, a monkey wrench got thrown in. It became a completely different day.
Right.
And with wisdom, you know not to get upset by things like that. You start to think, oh, it wasn't meant for this to happen.
But it's plenty of times you plan stuff out. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, man, Tuesday we headed over there to Outback. Next thing you know, I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings. How the fuck I got here? You know what I mean? Just saying.
Right.
You know, like we wanted wings. You know what I mean? Like, could have got it from. It's just the thought process of the Heavenly Father gonna put in your mind what He want in your mind, man.
Right.
And you gonna do as He allow you to do.
And you got to think about it like this too, like what you're saying. Instead of going to Outback and going to get some wings, there could have been a shootout at that Outback. You could have seen that on the news. Oh, there was a massive shooting. 30 people got killed eating that blooming onion.
Right.
I'm good. Those wings taste pretty good now, don't they?
Right.
And he got angels to withdraw man from their purpose, man.
That's right.
Right? Especially if he purpose something out for you to go a specific way, just like a lot of us could speak about prior to coming into the truth, man. We had no thought in our minds, some of us, that I would ever be in this position, man, or this place, you know, for it sounding like on my own merits, right? Because we was going about our own way in life, and the angels withdrawed us from our actual purpose that we was doing, and brought us and walked us into the way of hearing precepts or coming across videos or doing that which the Lord planned for us to do from the beginning. And I got a precept to go with that. This Daniel 12 and 13, it says, but go thou thy way to the end be. First, that go is a commandment, is a strict commandment. He didn't ask Daniel to go. He said, but go. Meaning what? Take commandment and go.
Do it.
It says, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. He said that he shall stand in his lot. As I read in Proverbs 16 and 13, the lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposal there is of the Lord. So the Lord already know Daniel at the end, and he's standing at his lot right now in the end of days. Daniel is in his lot doing what he told Daniel to do as he's saying in this book right here, man.
And if I could add to that, it wasn't of our judgment to go out there and be preaching on them highways and byways, man. It wasn't our judgment to do that. The Heavenly Father said, go and preaching to the people, right? So the Heavenly Father always knew we was gonna go out there even before we knew. We ain't never determined out, and we ain't never came to the thought, you know what? I'm gonna preach the word of the Lord. I didn't even know the word of the Lord.
Right.
You know?
Right.
The Heavenly Father had this lot for us, man. You know, it was already what the word is, determined or predestined, man. Predestined.
And if I could,
And real quick, I just want to make a quick point. And David prayed to the Lord to say, make me go in thy ways of thy laws and commandments. Right? Make me. He didn't say, well, can I want to walk in it. It's to my imagination that I want to do this. He prayed to the Lord to say, make me, because he know that the Lord is in total control, man.
That's right.
The men of the Lord know that the Lord is in total control of everything. The Lord prepares your way. He give you the thoughts to think about it, and he also set the path ahead of you, man.
That's right.
All right? So there's no avoiding the will of the Lord, man.
Okay.
All right? It says in the Lord's Prayer, thy will be done.
That will be done.
You know what a will is? It says, thy will be done. That thou is Yahweh.
That's the only one who have full will over the planet Earth, man, and everybody else's will.
Right, man.
And if I could back up what you said back in Daniel, how he knew Daniel would stand in his lot, as it is written, what's this whole book? This whole book cuts free will, because not only have people's past been determined, but existence path has been determined.
Right.
All the way from the Garden of Eden in Genesis to Revelations with those nuclear missiles coming. There's no free will for anybody to decide for those missiles not to come. There's a time for there's a date with destiny.
Man, let me say one thing. The scriptures know people better than people know themselves, man.
That's right.
People don't have the slightest idea of what this book knew, man. That's a fact.
They just know John 3:16.
That's it.
That's Sirach 33:12.
Right.
Close it off on that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to back up with this book, with everything being predetermined, everybody's lot in existence, nobody can go out of what they've been predetermined.
Can't change it.
Mhm.
Can't change it, man. It's unchangeable. It says Romans, because just think about it. We've been telling Esau that he's the wicked. When did he ever show you he wasn't? I ain't seen it yet.
And when he tries to show himself as an angel of light, when you dig deep, you can see he's lying. And it said the wicked are estranged from the womb. They be speaking lies as soon as they be born.
That's right.
So you just, everything you try to do to show yourself you're not the wicked shows that you are the wicked. And you've got no choice not to be anything but the wicked.
For the Lord made you such. It says Romans 9:11. It says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Him that calleth, him that predetermined everything from the beginning.
It says, it was said unto her, the eldest shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
That's been down in the spirit and down in these physical books. So Esau, there's nothing you can do to get that birthright back. And there's nothing Jacob can do, no matter how hard he tries to give up that birthright. Everybody's lot has been predetermined.
It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. For he said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
So you just better pray that you're in good standing with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, especially if you're a man of the Lord. When you truly understand the lot you've been given and the opportunity you've been given, that should just put it in your spirit to push this as hard as you can. Because just as easily as you were decided to be a man of the Lord, as easily you can be taken out like that. Just be another stick in the wind.
And it says, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy.
Point blank period. And we're going to close off with that Sirach.
I got one more.
Con.
This Ecclesiastes 8 and 6. Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. All right. So man, what purpose? He reasoned within himself, right? Don't we purpose on a daily basis? All right, we purpose or intend to do this or intend to do that. It says to every purpose there's time and judgment, which lies in the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The time and the judgment on it. It says, therefore the misery of man is great upon him. So, because why? Man can't understand that his time and his judgment, or he purposed this out, this went left, this went right. He can't figure that out. It says, for he knoweth not that which shall be. A man don't know that which shall be, man.
That's right.
Okay?
If I could add to that, a man could be driving, and all his tires pressure say 100, and then that one on the right just blow completely out.
He don't know that's going to happen. It says, for he knoweth not that which shall be. For who can tell him when it shall be? And that's the Most High flexing his muscle, man. You know, like who can tell him, man?
You just took a call off the lot and I made that bitch race. So on your way home.
Right. So how you got free will to be like, well, I'm going to go do that. I ain't going to come serve. The Lord wants you to serve him. You're going to serve him. All right. The men that serving the Lord, they don't have a choice. They locked in that lot. We don't have a choice, man.
That's right.
We don't got a choice. You got to understand that, man.
That's right, man.
You know?
Hey, the only difference between the men of the Lord and everybody else out here is everybody's a puppet, but the men of the Lord are just puppets that can see the strings.
That's a fact.
And just as easy as you can see those strings, the Most High can put it in your spirit not to see those strings.
That's right. That's right. That's a fact, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind
This is Sirach 33 and 12. It says, some of them, I'm going to read 11. I'm going to read 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. And much knowledge, Yahweh had divided them and made their ways diverse.
Setting up everybody's ways, made them diverse. You're going to play this role in this film, you're going to play that role.
Some of them had he blessed and exalted, and some of them had he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them had he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places, man.
Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. I've got my men of the Lord pushing this word, and I've got these scoffers coming against it. It's all to play into the bigger picture. It's all about the bigger picture, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's not about your vain opinions,
Right.
your wicked thoughts, your carnal thoughts. Complaining all the goddamn time.
Scripture say many are deceived by their own vain opinion. He made a monument, which is Yasha Allah, and he made mud,
Yeah,
which is Esau.
I got one
He
for
made
you.